This is Scott Spears, and I'd like to welcome you to the Classic Championship Wrestling Control Center as we head straight into the Birthday Bash, a celebration of the 80 years of Ox Baker, coming up this Saturday, April the 19th, 7 p.m. start time at the Steve Hogg Rec Center, located at 775 North Main Street right here in Marion. Tickets are $10. You can obtain those two ways by calling 740-802-4337 or by showing up early. Doors open at 6 p.m. Get those tickets at the door. They are the hottest ticket in town. Reason they're the hottest ticket in town? You can see him. He's sitting with me already. He has made it to Ohio. He hopped a Learjet, flew to Ohio, has his birthday hat on, 2 days away.
You know, the folks don't have to let them see the real this is a birthday hat. I want you folks to know that April 19th is Ox's birthday. We'll set that right there because I want you to see the Ox in person. As you notice, I got this robe on. This robe is over 27 years old, folks. And Saturday night, I got this one and another one. I'm going to raffle the $200 robe. I'm going to have 60 chances, $2 a chance. You can win a $200 robe. And not only that, I have an autographed picture, and I have another shirt that I made up. I'm going to throw in it like a $300 value for $2. But let's get to Saturday night.
We're going to get to Saturday night. 1 second, Ox. This is beautiful. I'm sitting right here next to you. You know, I don't like you.
I heard you got a surprise.
I got a surprise, but this is a nice robe. I want to touch on this. This is nice. I want
to know about this surprise. I'll talk about that robe. Get your hands.
Did you go out in the woods? What'd you kill to get this?
Let's talk about Saturday night, Ox Baker's birthday bash. And folks, you've missed out a lot. You couldn't be there when your folks were born, but you can come see Ox's 80th birthday, Saturday, April 19th.
Let's get into it, Ox. I said I had a surprise. I summoned you here late at night. There's a reason. As if this card could not get any bigger, and we're going to go down the card later on. But the main event, as we all know...
I was watching TV at home, you know. You say this is so important. You got me out here in the middle of the night. Well, that's all right.
Well, let me finish, and we'll get to it.
Excuse me. I shouldn't have
please.
I don't like to interrupt anybody.
No, you're never accused of being...
And folks, don't worry. Percy Pringle ain't going to be there. I told you if he interfered, what would happen, and what happened.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to bring that. Is that all that's left of Percy Friend?
Folks, like I said, I put him in an ambulance. I put him in the hospital. It's like I fired that big goof, Russian brute. I put this man in the hospital. I've kept my... What's this surprise? You got me all worked up, and that TV was so good today.
Oh, I tell you what, Ox, I love telling you this. The main event, as everybody knows, this coming Saturday night has been set in stone. Yes, you got your lawyers. Yes, you got your people involved. Your first world title defense. You've stacked the deck against a man you've been going back and forth with for 15 months.
If he was dumb enough to sign a contract, two of my 7-footers and myself, and trying to beat 3 7-footers, you got to be out of here. He's in the... Won't see him no more, folks. If you want to come and wipe your feet off on this, you're welcome to.
Poor Percy Friend. Yes, you got your 7-footers. We know that, Ox Baker. You got Chris TKO Knuckles and Brutal Pain, two of the meanest, nastiest guys I've ever seen. And yes... It's 3-on-1 versus Bobo Brazil Jr. And yes,
he was dumb enough to sign a contract. You got to check what his IQ is. 1 plus or minus, I don't know which.
And yes, it is a no disqualification match. But that got me to thinking, Ox, about two things. No disqualification matches and a little town, well, maybe not so little, just about 2 hours north of here, called Detroit, Michigan.
We don't want to see you anymore, Russian brute, either. Stay out of town, or like Percy Pringle, you end up in an ambulance, maybe underneath it.
Do you have anything else to say?
I'm
going to try to get in here.
I apologize for interrupting.
You've been watching television all day. You're excited, I can tell. Ox, when I say the word, let's do a word here. No disqualification. Detroit.
Did you like the hat I had? That was a birthday hat.
Oh,
you know.
Jesus! Director, cut his microphone off. When I say Detroit, Michigan, and no disqualification, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, I had a few years ago, and I'm going to do a testimony next month. It's the real Sheik. And the real Sheik, if you hit him too hard, he'd cut you somewhere. And he cut me maybe 30, 40 times. But the real Sheik is gone. I don't have to worry about that there.
I'll give you that. I saw those matches.
The Sheik is gone, baby.
The Sheik is gone, and Bobo Sr.'s gone. Bobo Jr.'s here. And it is true that the Sheik really, to my knowledge, has no kids that wrestle. I don't believe he does.
He's got one. He don't know how to count up to 5, even if you give him the first 3 numbers.
Well, there you go. But, you know, it got me to thinking, no disqualification, Detroit, Michigan, your last match. The Sheik does have a nephew, a rather famous nephew, a man who they say is almost...
Who never has beaten Oxbaker.
Never faced Oxbaker. You've never beat him. He has been in WCW, WWE, ECW, TNA. He's been in them all. People say
Are you getting tricky again with me? You got more tricks up your sleeve? Oh, I was watching that beautiful TV.
Well, let me tell you this, Ox. The man who we're talking about is international superstar Sabu.
Whoa!
Body scarred up. And he said to me, he said, well, Ox's 80th birthday, and he stacked the deck against Bobo Jr.
Bobo signed that autograph or that contract. I didn't force him. I had to get these 2 7-footers. You know, I can see you're behind this. You don't like me at all. You're behind all this mess. Sabu, of course, he's never beat me, you know.
He's never beat you, but he's never had the chance. So we said, and he said, let's give him a chance before you go out. And Sabu says, I don't really like Bobo Jr., but I dislike Ox even more. So Sabu is not going to tag with Bobo. He said, I'm not going to do that because, frankly, my uncle, the Sheik, didn't like Bobo very much either. So this Saturday night, it'll be you and your 2 goons, your 2 7-footers in one corner, Bobo in another corner.
And folks, I want to tell you, it's my birthday Saturday night. I want to see a lot of them envelopes. Happy birthday. You can even sing happy birthday, because I got a treat for you later. We'll talk. Did I interrupt you?
You did once again, Ox. The third corner will be occupied by the man they call the Madman from Sudan, Sabu. Can you imagine if he gets one of those chairs and puts it upside this cranium, Ox? Talk to Sabu, tough guy.
You know, he's not a big man. If he gets in my way, it's just like this guy sent to the hospital. They might have to get another ambulance out there. But Sabu, you better stay home. You and your wife make babies or do something. Don't come there and get a beating and sent to the hospital like the last guy that got in my face. You know this guy likes to trick me. He's been after me a long, long time. He's not a friend of mine, right? And I think he called you and said, come on down. Is that what happened? He called you?
Well, he did. We did have a conversation because, Ox, well, you're right. I don't like you. I've had to do commentary with you, and you're an evil guy. Your trickery is unparalleled.
Your ratings that went up so high with Ox Baker on this too. You tried these other guys. They can't talk a lick. You got the greatest talker in the history. And my 80th birthday Saturday night. I want you folks there. And I want to tell you right now, Sabu, you might get hurt. I don't know. Sorry I interrupted you.
You don't think Sabu could pose a threat to your 40-year unbeaten streak in Ohio?
Well, Sabu's a very good rider. I heard he's whipped a lot of guys. He's got all the moves, but he's in against Ox Baker, the meanest man in wrestling.
Do you realize that night, Ox, for your last match, win, lose, or draw, you've got Sabu over here and Bobo Jr. over here, and they both want to ring?
Wait a minute, I don't want to interrupt you again, but folks, I got a giant cake there Saturday night, and because you're my fans, and I love each and every, even the ugly ones I like, we're going to cut some cake. Sorry I interrupted you again.
The ugly ones?
Well, the fat ones, not the ugly ones, the fat ones.
Oh, the fat ones, excuse me, not the ugly ones, the fat ones. But let me tell you, Ox, your world title win could come Saturday night. Your career's going to come to an end, and frankly, the way Sabu wrestles, the madman from Sudan, and the way Bobo hates you with a passion, your life could come to an end Saturday night.
You know, folks, I can tell you a lot of things, but you had to actually come there and see them in person. I got my robes there, 2 beautiful robes. I'm going to raffle one off, folks. I've had these for 27. They're collector's items. But Sabu, you'll be sorry you picked the phone up. Probably knowing Scott here, he charged you for the call. But that doesn't matter. You get in that ring Saturday night, and you get in my way. Just like a bed bug, I'm going to step on you and crunch you.
Heavy words when he's not here, Ox. What did you rip?
Get your hands off!
Hey, what did you rip that off of? Are you just out?
27 years I've wore this. I've always told my fans I want to look the best, and Saturday night I'm going to look good. And folks, write it down in your book. You've seen a lot of matches. You've been in a lot of. You don't want to miss Ox Baker's birthday back. And like I said, I got this cake. Just like I gave the stuff away last time, I'm giving everybody a piece of Ox Baker's cake, and I want you all joining me singing, Happy Birthday to you, Happy Birthday. You know the words. Come on.
Oh, that was terrible, Ox. But you know, you could be leaving there by ambulance. Yes, you put Percy Friend in the hospital, but you could be going out by ambulance. And I'm so excited about that prospect. I'll tell you what else I'm so excited about that night, the Ox Baker Commemorative Battle Royal.
Ooh, I've heard about that. I can't be in there at this time, but I can watch it. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, bet on one of my 7-footers, and you can't go wrong.
Well, you have the 7-footers. You also have your hangman in there. We have the 537-pound Uncle Hog, Mikey the Maniac, locked down. Sabu is an entry in that commemorative battle royal.
And remember, folks, it's right here. The last battle royal they had, they put up this fantastic belt, and you hate to say this, Scott, but who was the winner in that match? Right? And I'm going to tell you, one of my 7-footers is going to be one of the winners in that match Saturday night, Ox Baker's birthday match. And folks, come and see my belt. You can even take a picture with me with a nice robe and a nice belt. And I'm sorry I interrupted you again.
Should you win Saturday night, what are you going to do with that belt? You have to relinquish it because you're done.
I'm not in that battle. I'm going to watch it with you. I'm going to commentate it with you.
Oh, good.
I'm going to make sure that you finally get the words right.
Happy birthday to me. Woohoo.
And Sabu, you'll be sorry you ever called you. I'm telling you that right now. And folks, don't forget my birthday cake and a little envelope. I don't care if it's a dirty old dime or a quarter you found in the corner or you mugged somebody. I don't care. But Saturday night, he did a beautiful belt. And the winner of that battle royal, I hate to say this, will get this belt. I'm number one. I don't care who wins it. There'll always be a number one.
Wait a second.
What?
Wait a second. They don't get that belt. They get the plaque, the commemorative battle royal plaque.
Oh, I thought the belt was put up.
See, you don't have any clue what's going on. You can't listen to this guy. He doesn't know what's going on.
You stop interrupting me all the time.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Said.
No,
I never interrupt anybody and hear you time after time.
I know. The belt's
Percy
on.
Pringle, I hope you never come back because I'll wrap this around your neck.
These were your friends.
Friends! When
Yes.
they turn their back on it, the brute lipped off, didn't do what I told him to do. You'll never see him again, folks. And Percy Pringle, you stepped in there, and the last thing I remember is open that door up a little wider because we're hauling him out of the place. And I don't know if he's still in the hospital.
Boy, Ox, I'll tell you what, Ox Baker Commemorative Battle Royal, and you're involved in one more thing that night I do want to bring up at this big birthday bash. You said to Bobo, Bobo, you're not going to get to walk right into my match. You got to have a preliminary match, Texas bull rope, with another guy you're managing, the Hangman.
Well, he's talking about how tough he is. Let's find out if he can have a preliminary match with the Hangman and still have enough energy to get in there with me and my 2 7-footers.
And that's why you have to get to this event right at 7 o'clock, because that's the match we're opening up with, Ox.
That's the number one match?
Number one match will be
Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be sitting beside you. I'm going to be watching that match.
Somebody alert my dry cleaner. The smell's going to be in my clothes again.
And, folks, I left something out I want Scott to know.
Go ahead.
My great-great-granddaughter is going to be there that night watching me wrestle with my granddaughter. First time they've ever seen me wrestle in a ring in 50, but they're going to be there, and I might introduce them on TV.
I tell you what, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Ox. This is kind of exciting. Has your family ever come to see you?
Never!
Never.
They said, Ox, we know how mean you are. You're the only one to take food away from a dog if you're a little bit hungry. We want to watch you for the first time, and they will be there. So I'm asking you a favor. We might even put them on TV to say hello.
I think we should do that. Great-granddaughter.
Right,
That's
right.
going to be exciting.
Saturday night, folks.
Saturday night.
50 years. April 19th, and a nice piece of birthday cake, and we'll sing happy birthday together.
Sabu will be there. Don't forget this. We've got a whole host of other great matches. Tag encounters, Lockdown, Mikey the Maniac, all kinds of great people. The Hangman, his 2 7-footers, Sabu, Bobo Brazil Jr., world title on the line for the first time. Heart Punch. Ox, it could be your last chance to throw that heart punch. Not me.
I want you to be there because we have some more surprises, which we're not going to bring up right now. You have to come there and see them in its beautiful robe, beautiful belt, beautiful, not the announcer, by the way, but a beautiful, beautiful belt. And Oxbaker, going to be all there, the birthday bash, April 19th. And what time you say that started?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Opening bout, Texas Bull Rope, Hangman,
And
and
I'm
Bobo.
going to be sitting there watching and clapping because my hangman is going to do a job for me.
It's going to be one of the most exciting nights in the history of professional wrestling. 80th birthday, 50 years of wrestling. Sabu, Bobo Brazil Jr. Who knows who else is going to
And
show
I'm
up?
sorry
there.
I didn't have to interrupt you tonight at all.
And your dancing partner's coming too, Ox. She told me.
Is that right?
She called me 2 days ago and said, get me a ticket.
Well, I'm going to say hello to her, too, because what a sweetheart, even though she stepped on my feet a couple times.
It's April 19th, folks. If you miss this, you are missing something.
You'll
for
be
the age-
sorry!
See you Saturday.